What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be breaking down the synopsis or description for The Flash Season 9, Episode 13, aka the series finale. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. So the synopsis reads, The Flash, the fastest man alive, is tasked with his greatest challenge yet to save the timeline and save existence. Friends old and new gather for an epic battle to save Central City one last time. So yeah, guys, I'm assuming just because in the first part of the synopsis where it describes Barry as the fastest man alive, that the ending scene of the show is going to be Barry running through the streets of Central City saying, "My name is Barry Allen and I'm the fastest man alive," one last time, you know, creating like another full circle moment, just like when we saw Barry go back to that night, and now we're presumably getting the Flash Missing, Vanishes, and Crisis article, you know, just tons of connections from earlier seasons like Season 1, so that should be pretty cool to see, and you know, speaking of that, we have already seen the last scene of the Flash, you know, kind of. I think it was an Instagram post from Grant Gustin maybe, which showed like him as the Flash running in like a big green screen room. So it's looking like maybe they're going to show him running through a city, or you know, the city, Central City, or maybe like the Speed Force or something like that. But I would assume it would be the city. So I think that should be a pretty fitting ending scene for the show right there. Then when it says Barry is tasked with his greatest challenge yet to save the timeline and save existence, that is likely referring to this final battle here with Barry and Team Flash facing all of these different speedster villains. Now, when it says Barry has to save the timeline and existence, that must mean Cobalt Blue's master plan has something greatly to do with time travel, whether it's, you know, the Blue Crystal doing the work of the time travel, or, you know, Malcolm, you know, time traveling himself. I'm assuming time travel will play into it. Another, you know, thing that we really need to find out soon. This, you know, doesn't really have anything to do with the finale, because I'm assuming we'll find out this before the finale. But what is the situation with you know, Cobalt Blue's identity? You know, Malcolm Gilmore is apparently his name. You know, he's not a character in the comics. So is he gonna find out that his real name's Malcolm Thawne? Is he gonna find out that he's actually Eddie Thawne, displaced, you know, into a different time period and like wiped his memory or something like that? Nonetheless, I highly doubt they're going to go the entire time by saying his name's Malcolm Gilmore. I really feel like there has to be some bigger thing to it, because obviously he looks just like Eddie Thawne. He's got to be related to Eddie Thawne somehow, meaning his last name should probably be Thawne. I think that would definitely make sense. So, you know, whether he's actually Eddie Thawne or whether this is a descendant of Eddie Thawne like Malcolm Thawne, I think that would definitely make sense. What I'm assuming they're going to do is he's going to just take the name Malcolm Thawne. That is, if he's not Eddie Thawne, he's going to realize that he's related to Eddie Thawne and take the name Thawne instead of Gilmore. You know, I think that's going to be what happens, you know, once he becomes the actual negative Speed Force avatar. Now, going back to this, with all of these speedster villains returning in the finale, it's still a mystery as to how they get there. Now, my guess is that it's all going to be because of the Blue Crystal, you know, whether it brings them back to life or, you know, if it pulls them from, you know, their rightful place in the timeline. I still think the Blue Crystal is going to be responsible for these speedster villains being here. Now, at the end of the synopsis, it says friends old and new gather for an epic battle to save Central City one last time, and we absolutely need to see Cisco return in at least the finale, or a cameo, or at least a mention of his name, something, you know. So if none of that happens, I will be extremely disappointed. We all know, you know, like, Cisco's one of the best characters that's ever been on the show. He's, you know, part of the original trio, Barry, Caitlin, and Cisco. So we really need to see him return. Now, we all know that there's going to be other heroes that will be in the finale. There's going to be, you know, Barry, Nora, I guess, Chillblaine, Keone, Allegra, the, you know, the kind of bad characters in addition to Barry and Nora, just because I guess they're on Team Flash, but whatever. Of course, there will be lots of other characters in the episode as well. We know apparently that Caitlin will be returning at some point, most likely in the finale, because we can see here that, you know, she's still like Keone, or in her Keone form. We also know Jay Garrick will appear sometime in this ending storyline as well. That was confirmed by the actor John Wesley Shipp himself, so that should be pretty cool to see. But yeah, of course, I'm also assuming there will be tons of other characters returning that we wouldn't expect to see. So yeah, that will be awesome, and I'm really looking forward to that. But some things I really want to see in the finale in terms of like the villains are Zoom's situation post-crisis. Like, is he still from Earth 2? Is he on Earth Prime now? Was he ever dead in the first place? You know, was he ever dead in this timeline? And of course, you know, how Godspeed escapes Argus, right? My theory is that he got out when Bloodwork escaped. I think it would be super lame if they just had Godspeed come back because of the blue crystal. I think they need to use the version in Argus and have him escape, because that would make way more sense. But then, you know, for Reverse Flash and Savitar, both of them have been erased from existence. So how exactly is this going to work? Like, are they going to just, you know, actually be revived back to life, or is the blue crystal just going to be showing like a mirage of these villains that aren't actually there? I think, you know, they're going to be brought back to life somehow, but, you know, whether they're pulled from the timeline or whether they're actually revived, I think is the question right there. I do think for Reverse Flash, they're actually going to somehow revive him, because they did say at the end of season 8 that Thawne was nowhere in the timeline. Obviously that makes no sense, because in episode 10 we obviously saw Eobard Thawne. So yeah, I think they just need to sort of touch that up. But yeah, overall, I would say the blue crystal is going to be responsible for all of these villains returning. So yeah, the finale so far, it looks like a pretty good finale. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your thoughts on what else you guys think could happen in the series finale. It's so sad that the show is almost over. So yeah, hopefully we get some really good scenes to finish it off. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.